So let's go ahead and get into it. So Rose has been released, and straight off the bat, she's looking insane. I mean, looking like a MVC3 character. She's looking like a crossover character that's been put into the game. I mean, she's doing high damage. She's looking cool. She's looking swaggy. I mean, people has really are really seeing that they have really did like I ain't gonna say a complete overhaul, like they've changed all the moves and stuff like that, but the way she's played and the way she's presented and how swaggy she is now, man, like this, she is looking pretty fantastic. I mean, like I said, the damage input is high. She's looking really fun. She's got like, they even said like, with her moves and stuff like that, she's gonna have like a lot of quirks and stuff like that, a lot of shenanigans and stuff in the game. So we're definitely seeing it. So we want to give it to the panel now and give everybody to give their opinion on what they feel about the release of Rose and what we've been seeing so far. So starting with you, Mr. Gaming Left.
So you just said it wasn't an overhaul. I think in terms of a move, she got the same move, but in terms of mechanics, they definitely overhauled her mechanics because she wasn't doing none of this stuff that she is doing now. Like she out here playing Yu-Gi-Oh while fighting you, just totally disrespectful. Just like playing spell cards and setting monsters in defense modes. Like that's disrespectful. You can I'm fighting you and you out here like blue eyes white dragon. I'm just like, okay, all right. Mystical space typhoon, Trapo. I'm like, what am I supposed to do against this? I thought we were throwing hands, not playing card games. But um I gotta say I'm surprised that how she is. Like they changed this character, like what she's doing. Like, cause I think people I like Rose in Street Fighter 4. She's my type of character. But she was like more of a neutral, like space control character. She just capitalized on you making mistakes. That's what her thing was, trying to make you make mistakes, keeping you out, keeping you at bay, absorbing your fireballs, which is actually weird. She doesn't have that move, but I guess they thought that would have been overkill. And I do think that would have been overkill if she could reflect fireballs and absorb them for meter. So yeah, I'm actually glad they didn't do that because that would have been crazy.
They go
Because
put it in
if
the
in Street
patch.
Fighter 4, they might. Now, I'm kind of. I thought that could have been like a V skill actually. I think that would have actually been a better V skill to me than the cards, but the cards is more interesting in this new. Um, but yeah, this character she's doing a lot of damage, and that's the one thing I want to touch on is like why is she doing so much damage? Like I'm thinking like when they showed her reveal trailer, I'm like, okay, these combos it's not gonna be that bad. It's gonna be scaled a lot. And I'm looking at these combos and like her after image thing. I'm like, why is she doing so much? Where is the scaling?
Don't need it.
Where is the scaling at?
They forgot about it.
It's like she's doing so much. I'm like, I saw her do like she's doing like 50+%. I'm like, she got like an infinite counter, like something where she just does like well no that's I think somebody said that wasn't actually possible in a match or something like that unless you have mods, but I guess that doesn't matter. But yeah, she's doing a lot of damage. I'm like, and then the teleport, she can literally do like a normal fireball teleport in the air and then continue. I'm like, I just thought she could do this like once. So she's doing a lot of stuff. I actually hadn't even played it. I hadn't played her or Uses. I hadn't tried any of the new characters in the fighting games this week. I definitely want to. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm ready to play this character, man. She got too much going on, man. I don't know if I'm ready for all this power, man. She's doing a lot. She got the whole teleport thing, the soul satellite, which is a V skill now, which is just insane in itself. It's just like, what is going on here?
Whenever
But
I
I will
want.
say the one that's what it seemed like, man. The one thing I will say is I do like this direction because I know this is a random thought, but I'm like, man, Rose has never been in Marvel. And if they ever make a Marvel 4, this Rose that they got in Street Fighter 5, she gotta be in it. She's literally a Marvel character.
Yeah.
Like they are putting like Street Fighter 5 has Marvel characters. You got Kage doing something. I'm like, what is happening? This is Marvel now. You got characters doing double jumps. You got Fang flying, which his flight is kind of doo doo, but it's something, I guess. Um, yeah, it's like it's a lot going on with these characters. I'm like, she literally reminds me of Doctor Strange. It's like she's a mix of Doctor Strange and like um I'm trying to think of another character from like Doctor Strange and like maybe Marvel Chun a little bit like with the fireball, I guess. But yes, it's like she's doing a lot, man. So if anything, I would love to see Street Fighter 5 Rose and Marvel 4 because she's already doing it. She's already doing air combos. She's teleport mixing you, left right mix ups, after image combos, half life combos, all these crazy setups. I'm like, all right, Rose, I see you. And I think the reason why, because probably a lot of people were, like I said earlier, people were like in four, she was very footsie based, control neutral, fireballs on you out, reflect your fireball absorb, and you jump, I anti-air grab you, crouch fierce you, that type of stuff. But now it's like she's going in like no holds barred. Like she looks more ridiculous than Seth does. And I thought Seth was ridiculous looking, but I still don't think Seth is quite as zany as he was in 4. But she looks more ridiculous than Steph. She's doing crazy stuff. Steph looking at her like, wait a minute, you got an air fireball, you got fireball teleport. That was my stuff. You took my moves. Like, I don't know, man. She is out here, man. Like she's setting up orbs on the screen, soul satellite, fireball, teleport, like she's just doing so much, man. I'm just like, I didn't expect this. I don't think nobody expected Capcom to change her up the way that they did. I do think it's cool. It's refreshing. Like, people definitely seem to be in love with the character right now. Like the fact that she's changed so much. And let's be honest, most people want to see high octane, crazy stuff, crazy fighting game characters. So, Capcom was probably just like, look, let us just make this character a lot more interesting so people will flock to her. And that's what happened. So, yeah, Rose out here. She doing a lot. That's I'm gonna leave it at that, man.
Well, friends, I didn't buy Rose, but I have seen some of the ridiculousness that Rose is capable of. I got to tell you, man, I don't see this being a thing in the future. And what I mean by that is like expect nerfs, man. I think you should definitely expect nerfs incoming. So if you enjoy playing Rose right now, do it as often and as much as possible because she's not going to be that way I almost guarantee she's not going to be that way forever, man. Like they're going to start like doing something about her damage. It would be really weird to me if they kept her the way she is, And I mean, maybe they would. Maybe they will keep her the same way, but I would just be like, man, like they really let Rose get away with that? Like man. It seems like there's some, like we were saying before, there are some characters in the game that seem like they're like a little bit skewing that way where they're going a little bit overboard. But Rose, man, she's got like juggle combos and stuff. Like Devin was saying, she's out there playing like dual monster cards and everything. Like she's got like Dark Magician and stuff like that going on. Like with a mystical space typhoon, heartbeat feather duster. So
Swords of revealing light.
Yeah, swords of revealing light. It's crazy, man. And but the thing that like kind of baffled was like those combos, man. Like those air combos. I was like, wow, dude, those are not Street Fighter air combos. That does not look like a street, like the last time I did like an air combo with anybody in Street Fighter with like Ed, it was like, it's like you pull somebody in and they fall on you do the orb and they get hit by the orb, they get popped up and then you punch them one time and then like you catch them when they're coming down. Like that's it. Like that's the whole that's the whole combo. She's got combos like basically like Storm from Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, or Magneto, like it's crazy. And I mean, it's cool, but like, I just feel like, man, like it's just not going to last. And God, can you imagine like if they follow this trend where they have like characters come in and be like kind of busted from Jump Street? Like if Oro comes in and he's like completely overpowered, or if Akira comes in and her damage is like not scaling, like, you know what I mean? Her damage is like off the charts. Like, I don't know, man. But I don't know, maybe it's not necessarily Rose. Maybe it's just the skill of the people who are using her. Maybe I'm just a novice from the outside looking in, just like, oh my God, that's insane. But maybe it's normal. Maybe that's normal. I mean, I play Ed. So, I mean, he doesn't, I mean, I can't, and that's kind of a twofold thing, right? On the one hand, I'm like, man, I wish my character was a little bit better. But at the same time, on the other hand, like Ed does some serious damage, man. Like, if you get caught with that full charged heavy punch and he gets to the other side, you can take some serious damage and a lot of dizzy. A lot of your dizzy gauge goes away. Like if you've ever played against an ed player and you've like hit somebody with that psycho flurry, like your dizzy goes up really quickly. But you know what he doesn't do? He doesn't do extra chip damage, and he doesn't have a thing where he just stands there and just gains V trigger energy just by standing there holding up a card like this.
It's unfortunate.
Like he doesn't. Yeah. Unfortunate for him, and unfortunate for Rose because now I'm going to complain about it. So I think that that character is a little bit too. She's crazy, man. She has a whole lot of tools. Like there are a lot of tools that she gets to use. It's almost like everybody comes in with like one tool, and then she came in with a straight up toolbox. Like, oh, hold on, let me go get this real quick. Let me pull out these pliers. I got the monkey wrench here. Nah, man. Like she's got the whole. You know what it is? When you know what it is when you go to a tournament, and like you have somebody and they're kind of like, oh man, like my fight stick is like, I don't know, I can't, like it's not working properly. And then somebody reaches in their bag and they pull out like a full on like electrical screwdriver set. That's Rose. She's the one with the electrical screwdriver set with all the bits on the end and everything like that magnetize onto the screwdriver and everything. That's Rose, man. It got the what's called the electrical tweezers and everything. Man, I'm telling you, right now she's looking really busted. I can't speak from experience having without actually playing her, but from what I've seen, man, it's ridiculous, redonkulous. So yeah, man, like that's my opinion on Rose, man. I don't really have a whole lot to say other than, man, I feel like the nerf hammer might be incoming, but who knows?